Hey everybody, it's Amanda. I wanted to talk about what I'm going to do for my next journal, since my last video was a flip through of this guy and how full it's getting, and the spine is starting to split and I'm going to have to do some repair on it. I can't continue to use this one because it'll get too fat. And so in December, I will be working on my December daily, which I'm going to show you guys in another video. I'm probably going to start this one around Thanksgiving because I like to put Thanksgiving in here, and then go through the month of December in this. But after this, I'm going to need one for January, and that's where this video is going to help get me ready for that, because I think I made a decision. My last journal that I worked in before that big yellow one was this one, and I loved it. I loved the size of it. It was great. This in the thrift store, so this was like, I think in even their bargain bin, about to be thrown away if nobody bought it. So I thought this was a good one to turn into an altered book, and I will probably do a flip through of this one and my original altered book. I'll probably do a video of that for you guys, just so you could see what I did in them and how I used it. And so I wanted just to show you guys how I start my altered books. I think the book that I'm going to use for my next altered book is going to be this one. It is similar in size to this blue one. It's not much smaller. It's just maybe a tiny bit smaller. I bought this book when I was like in the 6th grade. So I thought, what better way to use it than to turn it into my next journal? So with a altered book, you have to have a book that has sewn in signatures. So you could tell that a book has sewn in signatures. Let me get to the middle. Because when you get to the middle of one of those groups of pages that are folded together, let me see if I can make it so you guys can see it. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Let me stand up. Hang on. There are threads that bind the pages into the book. A book that is glued will not have those threads, and it'll be just kind of like when you open it up, you'll be able to tell that it's just one big block of pages. This is the part that's going to freak a lot of people out. When you do an altered book, you have to remove pages. I have 6 signatures, and when I go to the center, oh my goodness, when I go to the center where it is sewn, and I count to the beginning of the signature. Oh God, you guys can see this so good right here. See how that is like that? That is, wait, one more. I need one more page. Oh my gosh. That is one signature right there. You can see it, how it's like a pack of papers. And if I count this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So from the front, the first part of my signature to the center is 8 pages. When you make an altered book, you have to remove anywhere from half of your pages of your book up to 3/4, just so that you have enough room so your spine doesn't split as you're filling it in with stuff. Like this one, even though I removed pages, I filled it up so much, I don't know if y'all can see it right here, but my spine started to split, and I had to use red duct tape to cover it up. So I'm going to remove 1/2 of my pages to begin with. Since I know there's 8 pages per signature, I'm going to remove 4. So let me find the middle again. Oh my goodness. All right, so here's the middle, and I'm going to remove 4 pages, meaning a page is this side and the other side, both the left and right, because they are together. Now, some people will just fold them together and pop them out. I've done that before, and you can. That's fine if you're very, very careful. But I'm afraid of busting the stitching. So I'm going to remove that. It was 1. This is 2. Like I said, I've done it where I've removed it, and you can see the thread pulls though. It freaks me out. So see, I don't like that. I'm just gonna tear it. I've now removed 4 full page spreads. So that leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4 in this signature. So now you can see the gap that I made. And I'm gonna do that to the other signatures in here, and then I'll do that off camera so I don't bore y'all to death, and then I'll be back. Now I have this that's a lot skinnier than it was, right? It was full like this, now it's skinny. Because I have moved a lot of pages out, so you can see the gaps. I think this is skinny enough. Leave it right here. Oh, I don't know. In this one, I think I took this one down even further. Like if I look at these signatures, I may have removed one more page from here. Maybe what I'm gonna do, maybe not remove an extra page, set of pages from everything, but maybe from every other. I'm going for it. I'm removing more pages. I don't think it's gonna be skinny enough or to hold what I want it to hold. I'm freaking myself out. So once you remove all of your pages, you're gonna end up with a pile of book pages that you can use for another project, another craft. Don't just toss it. The whole point is to not waste. And now I'm left with this. And I'll be honest, you guys, I moved 4 to 5 pages from each signature. So now my book is very thin, which is a good thing, because once you start painting and gluing and adding things in, I mean, it's gonna get back to this size. And this, I actually removed more pages from this. I removed probably 3/4 of the pages from this book. And it was great. The spine did not split. So I'm hoping that'll work out on this one. Now that I have the pages removed, I don't usually count. This is the end paper. You know, in the book, this is not part of a signature. When you look, this is kind of glued to the cover. What I do next, though, is I glue every other page together. I know this sounds crazy. It sounded crazy to me the first time I ever did this, but trust me, every other page, glue it together. And you're gonna end up with these thicker pages, and it's okay if the ends don't necessarily stick together so good. It'll all work out because you can always glue it again. So now I'm going through and gluing every other page together, just because the book pages themselves, these book pages are actually really good and they're pretty thick, but I don't think they'll hold up to paint and getting wetter. Something is happening outside that is like rattling my windows. Everything's rattling. Are we having an earthquake? Okay, so that was weird. Like I have a window on this side over here of where I'm sitting, and the whole window frame was like rattling. That was really weird. And now I hear military jets. Can y'all hear that? What's happening? Farther down from where I live, it's not near where I live, but you know, I guess as fast as a jet flies, it's fast. There's a couple military bases. Basically, I'm gonna go through the rest of this book and continue to glue. All right, so I'm about halfway through gluing my pages in the book. So now I've taken my pages from looking like individual pages that are left like this. Now they're thicker, chunkier, more stable pieces of paper for me to do something on. Once I finish the rest of these pages, I may go through and go ahead and edge them with washi tape. And I like to do it just because since I glued, you know, these two pages together, I don't want it to, you know, my gluing's not always the greatest. So I don't want it to start coming apart later on. So I will either add washi or take a strip of scrap paper, and I will sometimes just fold this in half. Oh my goodness. Fold it in half. You know, whatever. You guys get the idea. And I'll put it on the edge. And so I may do that later tonight while I'm watching TV and I'm bored. But that is it. Making an altered book is so easy. You quite literally pick a book that has sewn in signatures. You are going to find the center of your signatures, and then you are going to pull out around 1/2 to 3/4 of your pages, and then optional, but I like to do it, is to glue every couple of pages together so that you have a nice thick surface to work on, especially if you have really thin pages in your book. And that's it. Once it's like that, once it's set up, you're just going to use it like you would any other journal. And that was a really boring video, and I'm sorry for that. My house was shaking, I had jets flying over. That was the most exciting part. And so when we get into January, you guys will see this thing come back out. But until then, I will see you guys another time. Bye.